What is up, guys? Sam Dog, the infamous 253, coming at you guys from the game room with Dallas Stewart. Dallas, how you doing?
Doing good.
Well, we went 5-9 last week. One of our worst weeks so far.
Some upsets last week for sure.
Major upsets too. But Seahawks are now on the bye week. Obviously, we fell to Tampa Bay, but now we're on the bye week. So you know what that means? That means we'll be right back in here this coming Sunday for
Red Zone reactions, and hopefully we get a good slate.
Oh yeah, we better get a good slate for that. So when we're out, usually not playing, you can catch us on the live stream for NFL for our Red Zone reactions, and we get Red Zone reactions for Week 11, which brings us to our Week 11 picks. But first off, we got a little something to say because last night, man, dude, the Philadelphia Eagles suffered their first loss of the season. So you know what that means for the 72 Dolphins? Pop the cork! Pop the cork!
Yep.
You are still 50 years of popping the cork now since it's been 50 years since your perfect season. So 72 Dolphins get to get together again and pop the cork off the champagne and do the toast. You guys are still the last undefeated team in NFL history. All right. Thursday Night Football, starting us off, we got the Tennessee Titans going to Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers. The Tennessee Titans barely squawked it out against the Denver Broncos with that 17-10 win, getting that interception on the final down to basically shut up Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos. Thank you, Tennessee Titans.
Yep, thank you, Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, because because we have their draft pick, and more losses Denver gets, the more it helps us and gets our draft pick even higher. The Green Bay Packers, man, I'll tell you what, did not expect them to. I mean, they lost to Detroit the week before that, and then they come in and they beat the Dallas Cowboys in Lambeau Field. Dallas Cowboys with a big-time letdown back on Sunday. But, man, Tennessee Titans with that defense, Green Bay Packers with as bad as a year as they're having. I got to go ahead, though. I'm going to take the Titans with that defense. Give me Tennessee.
Yeah, give me Tennessee. Packers are still having a bad year, and I don't think that win saved their season. They still have dug themselves a pretty big hole with that 5-game losing streak. I got to go with Tennessee.
Yeah, and their defense, man. I mean, granted, they were rusty against Tannehill had his first game back since having that injury with Malik Willis having to start a few.
Yeah, Titans got off to a really slow start last week.
Yeah, but they still got it done and did us a favor by beating the Broncos. Up next, we got the Chicago Bears taking on the Atlanta Falcons. The Bears fell by 1 point to the Detroit Lions, and Justin Fields he's starting to show his flash of potentially being good in this league. But they still fell by 1 point to Jared Goff and Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, the Atlanta Falcons last week, I think the Falcons are coming. The Falcons lost to the Carolina Panthers on Thursday Night Football. And, man, so the Falcons and Panthers end up splitting on the season. This game, man, this game could be, I don't know. Now
this is kind of a tricky one. I like the Falcons a little bit more. The Bears lost to the Lions last week.
Yeah, but the Bears are showing some flash. You know what?
Yeah.
Fuck it, we're going split. I'm taking Chicago. All right, so you're going Falcons?
Yeah.
All right, split. We're going split this week for a Red Zone reaction. So Red Zone split.
I just think the Falcons are a little bit better.
Yeah, but Justin Fields, you got to give Fields credit. He's starting to show his flash, and with his mobility, he had another long touchdown run. But we all know what happened last time the Bears played the Falcons. Nick Foles came in with Trubisky getting benched.
In 2020, yeah.
Yeah, and freaking Nick Foles led that comeback, hitting Jimmy Graham for the game-winning touchdown. All right, up next we got the Philadelphia Eagles going to Indy to take on the Indianapolis Colts. The Philadelphia Eagles lost their first game of the season last night to the Washington Commanders. Meanwhile, the Indianapolis Colts took care of their business, and Jeff Saturday's coaching debut. Jeff Saturday freaking trashed the Raiders on Twitter, and then he freaking, for his coaching debut, beats the Raiders after what he said. That what are the odds of that? But, it's the Eagles, they're 8-1. They're still contenders. I got them bouncing back after that blunder they had against the Commanders last night, so I'm going to take the Eagles to bounce back.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Eagles as well. They just had a bad game. It happens, and I expect them to be pissed off going into this week.
Yeah. All right, up next, we've got the New York Jets going to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots. We all know what happened last time. Zach Wilson absolutely shit the bed, throwing 3 interceptions against his Patriots defense. The Patriots, even though, for how good the Jets are, the Patriots
have their number for some reason.
The Patriots own the Jets, and you know what? I'm going to go with that to continue. I'm taking New England to get the sweep.
Yeah, give me New England to get the sweep and make it what is that? What would it be, 16 in a row or something like that against them?
Yeah.
They haven't lost to them since 2015.
And the Jets are coming off their bye week, right?
They're both coming off their bye week.
Yeah, Jets
and didn't they just didn't they just play each other a few weeks ago?
Yeah, a few weeks ago, and then
I think it was like week 8.
Yeah. Whew, all right, up next we got the Washington Commanders going to Houston to take on the Texans. Commanders, big Monday night win last night. I give them props for handing Philadelphia the first loss of the season. How many turnovers did that defense force?
I think like 3.
3 or 4, and was any of them pick sixes? I didn't really watch the game. I was tired. I didn't really watch the game last night, but man, Commanders and Taylor Heineke and that Commanders defense just handing Philly their first loss. Meanwhile, the Houston Texans getting beat as we expected by the New York Giants, and Texans, you're going to lose again. Give me the Commanders.
Give me the Commanders to get above 500 and stay in the mix in the wild card race. The Texans are in firm position to get the number 1 pick.
Yeah. Up next, we got the Los Angeles Rams going to the Superdome, taking on the New Orleans Saints. The Rams lost Stafford last week, and I guess the Arizona Cardinals, and Colt McCoy freaking did work on him, and I got to give props. Adam called it on that one with the Cardinals.
It was the backup bowl.
The backup bowl with Wolford and Colt McCoy.
Yeah.
New Orleans Saints last week getting beat pretty handily by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers are very happy to have TJ Watt back, but man, wasn't Stafford a game-time decision last week for the Rams?
Yeah, and he ended up not playing, and it really hurt him.
Yeah, and now the Rams are going to be without Cooper Kupp this game.
And he might miss several weeks, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean,
they're suffering from a Super Bowl hangover.
Granted, they're probably right now the worst defending champ that we've seen in a long time since the Baltimore Ravens after they won Super Bowl 47
or the 2016 Broncos.
Yeah, exactly. They're in the mix.
Two very disappointing teams. I thought the Saints would be better.
Yeah, but was Stafford out with a concussion last week? Was it a concussion?
I don't know what it was.
I mean, Wolford did not look that good. But you know what? Even though without Kupp, the Saints are having a pretty bad season too. So I'm still going to favor the Rams to get a win against the Saints here. So I'm going to go Los Angeles.
Yeah, I'm going to go Los Angeles. The Saints have just had a bad season. I'm losing confidence in picking them.
Yeah. All right, up next, we got the Cleveland Browns going to Buffalo to take on the Bills. The Bills absolutely choked, but that game against Minnesota, that, to me, right now, so far, that's the game of the year.
It's up there, yeah.
Yeah, it's up there. And you know what? I'm gonna give props to Minnesota. The way they're playing on defense, just the way that you could put the Minnesota Vikings in the conversation for a Super Bowl contender this year. This is the best Vikings team we've seen since 2009. That one really good year that Brett Favre had with the Vikings where he took them to the NFC Championship.
This is shaping up to be their best season since 2017.
Yeah, but this is one of the best Viking teams we've seen in a really...
09, I would say 09.
Yeah, but they're really good. I mean, granted, they had Case Keenum the year that they won on the Music City Miracle against the Saints in the divisional. So getting to the NFC Championship back in 2017. But I think that Favre year was way better than that one, though. But the Buffalo Bills, man, they absolutely choked. I mean, granted, you get a turnover on downs, and then you try to do the quarterback sneak. Josh Allen fumbles the ball in the end zone, and Minnesota falls on it for a touchdown. Then Allen drives downfield to get the game-tying field goal. And then Vikings go downfield, get a field goal. Josh Allen drives it down thinking that they're going to win a game. And they get into the red zone, and Allen throws in the middle, and Patrick Peterson gets the game-winning interception.
Yeah.
And pretty much seals it. Meanwhile, the Cleveland Browns lost to the Miami Dolphins.
Pretty handedly, too.
Yeah.
Browns have been a huge disappointment.
Yeah, I'm taking Buffalo to bounce back, so I'm taking the Bills.
Yeah, give me Buffalo. I cannot see them losing 3 in a row.
But hey, look at Miami in the driver's seat of the AFC East.
And the Chiefs have the number 1 seed right now in the AFC again.
Yeah. Bills are 0-2 in division games against, obviously, they lost to the Jets earlier, and then they also lost to the freaking Dolphins. Yeah. So they have yet to win a divisional game.
They haven't played New England yet, and so they'll have. I don't know if they've played. I don't know if they've played the Jets yet.
No, they played the Jets. They lost to the Jets.
Oh yeah, so they have one more.
They lost to the Jets the weekend that I was in Arizona.
They have one more. So they have one more against the Jets.
Yeah. All right, up next, we got the Carolina Panthers going to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. The Panthers got a win last Thursday against the Atlanta Falcons, so they split on the season series with the Falcons. Meanwhile, the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens,
they were on a bye.
Yeah, the Ravens were on their bye after they took care of business on Monday Night Football against the New Orleans Saints. Ravens going to be well rested, and this is easy. Give me Baltimore.
Yeah, give me Baltimore. Carolina's awful.
Yeah. All right, up next, we got the Detroit Lions taking on the New York Giants. The Detroit Lions in a shootout, barely winning by 1 point against Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears. The Lions now have as many wins as the Denver Broncos this year.
Wow.
That's crazy to say. Meanwhile, the New York Giants, we knew they were going to bounce back coming off of their bye week when they were playing the Houston Texans. I told that one Giants fan when I was walking back, like, you're coming off your bye week playing the Texans. I'm like, you guys should win that game, and they won it convincingly.
Pretty convincingly, yeah.
Yeah, all their wins other than their win against the Titans. Other than their win against the Texans, all their other wins were one possession score wins, pretty much for the Giants, except for what.
Yeah, I think the Texans kicked like a late field goal to make it an 8-point game, but
yeah, but I would still say it was a pretty convincing win.
Yeah.
You know what? Give me New York to get another.
Yeah, give me the Giants to get to 8-2, heading into their big Thanksgiving showdown.
With the Dallas Cowboys.
With the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Giants here too, just because of
Although I think they'll have one more. They'll be 8-2 heading into their big Thanksgiving showdown.
All right.
With the Cowboys.
All right. Up next, we got the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Denver Broncos. Raiders blew it to the Indianapolis Colts, just like the Broncos blew it to the Tennessee Titans. Both really disappointing teams. I mean, the Raiders, though, granted, for how bad they've been in recent history, we all saw what happened last time around when these two teams played in Las Vegas. I mean, Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Raiders got their one of their only 2 wins.
That was their first win of the
First
season.
win. It was their first win.
Yeah, I'm starting to lose faith in the Raiders, though. But if they pull it off this weekend, though, then we'll know that they truly own Denver. Just like my buddy Daniel Van Meter tells me, who's a Raider fan. He said the Raiders just own the Broncos. Can it continue? I don't know. Russell Wilson and the Broncos.
Both teams are definitely desperate. This is the disappointment bowl, in
yeah,
my opinion. Two very disappointing teams
in the same division.
In the same division, yeah.
If the Raiders win this, then we know then the Raiders basically take back third. Well, granted, actually the Raiders have the tiebreaker over the Broncos right now, and they both have the same record. So technically, the Broncos.
No, well, Raiders are 2-7.
Oh yeah, wait, that's right. But no, yeah, you're right. Right now, the Raiders are in last place. The Broncos are. Yeah,
3-6.
Broncos are 3-6. If the Raiders win this, then the Broncos would go back to last place by virtue of the tiebreaker. I'm gonna go with the Denver Broncos, but please, Raiders, if you can, please win this game and complete.
I don't think there's a more disappointing team than the Raiders. I mean, getting Devontae Adams, you have skill players on offense. I just don't know what your problem is.
You're going Denver.
I'm going Denver.
Yeah,
I'm really losing faith in the Raiders.
But I just hope that this Red Zone weekend, we're going to be doing the whole Red Zone stream. Granted, it'll be on my laptop. We're filming this on the iPad in the same room that we do the Red Zone reactions. But, God, I hope we're wrong on this one, though, because we have that draft pick, and we want it to be pretty high. Up next, we got the Dallas Cowboys going to Minnesota to take on the Minnesota Vikings. The Cowboys, man, you were up on Green Bay, and then you let Aaron Rodgers, with how bad of a season that he's having with the Packers, come back and beat you.
They were reeling, too.
Yeah. And Minnesota, like we said, give them props. Put them in the conversation for Super Bowl contender. I mean, they're freaking 8-1, and they handed Buffalo a big loss in Buffalo in arguably what should be the game of the year, with how crazy that game was, with the win percentage going up and down for the Vikings, and just them beating the odds, getting that freaking fumble recovery on that quarterback sneak for the touchdown after they turned it over on downs, and then obviously
Jefferson just torching the Bills secondary, making that sick one-handed catch on 4th and 18. I don't know how he came down with that.
Jefferson, I mean, coming out of LSU, man, he is a very incredible receiver, and He's got that. He's showing that Randy Moss flash from back in the Vikings prime of Randy Moss, obviously before Randy Moss went to the Raiders and then had that resurgence with Tom Brady in 2007 with the Patriots. I'm taking Minnesota to keep
I'm taking Minnesota to get to 8 in a row, get to 9-1. I've been impressed with them. They just keep finding ways to win, even when it looks like they're down and out.
That coach should be in the conversation for Coach of the Year as well.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell in his first year
with Minnesota. He has them at an 8-1 record, man.
And they almost have the NFC North wrapped up. They're running away with it, and it's not even Thanksgiving yet.
All right. Up next, we got the Cincinnati Bengals rematch of Week 1 going to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Man, Cincinnati Bengals last
I think they were on a bye.
Yeah, they were on a bye after.
And then after bouncing back.
After Joe Mixon bouncing back from Halloween and Joe Mixon scoring 5 touchdowns against the Carolina Panthers, and the Steelers beat the New Orleans Saints. The Steelers are really happy to have T.J. Watt back. Yeah. This game is in Pittsburgh, and I'm gonna go ahead though, and I'm gonna take the Bengals to split the series with the Steelers.
I think the Bengals bounce back from losing in overtime in week 1.
Yeah, you're going to take the Bengals?
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, it's like, last time it was interesting around. Joe Burrow shit the bed week 1.
That was a good game week 1. That was an upset in week 1 for sure.
If Mitchell Trubisky beat back when Trubisky was the starter for the Steelers. This time it's just Kenny Pickett that's starting, but this time around, I'm taking Bengals to split the series. All right, up next, Sunday Night Football. We got the Kansas City Chiefs going to SoFi Stadium to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. A rematch of that crazy Thursday night game.
Week 2, I believe it was.
Yeah. Chiefs won that one. Chiefs pretty much coming off of the... I think the Chiefs are...
They beat the Jaguars.
Yeah, they beat... Yeah, they
didn't look all that impressive.
And Jaguars opened up the game on an onside kick and recovered it, too. They gave them all they could handle, but ultimately the Chiefs were obviously the better team. We knew Kansas City was going to win that, hence we picked it for a lock of the week. All right, and meanwhile, the Los Angeles Chargers, they lost to the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday Night Football. I give them credit for hanging in there the way that they did, but I just had that feeling that San Francisco was going to pull away with that one once they were back in the league.
They started off well, but then faded.
Yeah. I'm going to take Kansas City to complete the sweep of the Chargers.
I'm going to take Kansas City to get to 8-2, complete the sweep, and stay atop in the AFC for the number 1 seed.
All right, and last but not least, Monday Night Football. We got the San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals from Mexico City in Estadio Azteca. The freaking San Francisco 49ers and Arizona Cardinals played the Mexico City game. Hence, I had to play the song.
The song from the Casa Bonita episode of South Park.
Yep. San Francisco 49ers got that big win on Sunday Night Football against the Los Angeles Chargers. And meanwhile, Arizona Cardinals with Colt McCoy took care of their business against the Los Angeles Rams, so they avoid getting swept by the entire division. Granted, after we swept them in freaking in week 9, which I was at their house, and I got to pull out the broom in their house.
Is this the first meeting between them this year?
This is the first meeting between the 49ers and Cardinals this year. But this is an easy pick. I'm taking San Francisco to win this one in Mexico City.
Yeah,
give me the Niners.
I gotta take the San Francisco as well. As much as we need them to lose division-wise, I just don't see it.
Yeah,
Cardinals are too banged up. I heard Ertz is out indefinitely.
Yeah, I heard that too. But I definitely hope that I would love to see the Cardinals win this game against San Francisco to help us out division-wise. But I think San Francisco is going to take advantage of our bye. We can take back first place in the division.
Because they have the tiebreaker.
Yep, and there you have it. So here's our picks. Me and Dal split on Bears and Falcons, but we agree on Titans over Packers, Eagles over Colts, which I picked the Bears, Dallas picked the Falcons. Patriots over the Jets, Commanders over Texans, Rams over Saints, Bills over Browns, Ravens over Panthers, Giants over Lions, Broncos over Raiders. Hope we're wrong. Knock on wood.
Yep.
And Vikings over the Cowboys, Bengals over Steelers, Chiefs over Chargers, and 49ers over the Cardinals. And that's our Week 11 picks. Drop your picks down in the comments down below. New to the channel, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notification. And Dallas and I will catch you back in this room this coming Sunday for Red Zone reactions for Week 11.
I'm starting at 10 a.m.
So tune into this stream, come say what's up, and let's have some fun. If you ain't with it, you ain't infamous. And as always, go Seahawks.